Hello again, Steve here. I know I talked a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, about this bug out bag that I'm wanting to put together, which is basically a survival bag for, you know, for those times when it might be needed. Like I said, we don't wish for a fire when we put a fire extinguisher underneath the kitchen sink or a fire alarm in a bedroom or even, buy insurance for something that might get blown down. For example, a friend of mine is putting up a $500,000 building, and all it has is a frame up right now, which cost him about $200,000, and it's fragile because it doesn't have bracing on it yet. So if a plow wind was to come along and blow it down, well, he'd be out a few bucks, right? So for a couple $1,000s or whatever, he can have the peace of mind for that. So it's not that he wishes it, but he has peace of mind. So I was going to show you a couple things that I found today at this little place in Saskatoon called Quinn the Eskimo, and it's really cool little store. It's got army surplus and whatnot, and a lot of little knickknacks that are, I think, really handy to have in a bag for situations like that. I'll just turn the camera around and show you. First thing I want to show you is this little gadget, which is really cool. It is a charger. So it's got a photocell that you can pop up and point towards the sun, like that. It's got, on the bottom, it's also got a battery, an inside battery, so you can charge it up with a cable to here. So now you have a battery, which serves as a flashlight. There's a flashlight. It's quite a decent flashlight. And it has these little lights here that show what the battery charge is. Right now it's only got 2 lights because I haven't charged it very long. I forgot how to turn it off. There. And so there's a power in, which is this one, and also you can power out. So once the battery's charged up, you can also use it to charge up a cell phone or whatever other gadget you have. And once again, it's self-charging with the photocell. Or if it's at night, you can crank it. If I could set the camera down for a second here, show you anyway. You can just spin this crank around and you can charge it up. You can run your flashlight and so on. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool thing to have, because there's not much way to charge that if you're out and about somewhere. Now, this here I think is important too. This is a foot care kit built by Koglans, and it's got moleskin in it, which is good if you had to walk a distance and you didn't have good shoes, or you weren't used to walking too far and you got blisters, which is a nuisance. You can put strips of this. It's peel and stick, so the abrasion would take place here rather than on your foot. And lots of big bandages for your foot, and also ways of cleaning your feet off if you got injury. This is all, by the way, I'm setting up a one-person bug out bag as kind of a test. Eventually I will actually want to create a larger bug out for the family system. Now, this is a little individual first aid kit, which is essential, as it hardly needs explaining, right? Other things I thought were important. These are matches for a high wind situation. They are called storm matches. They got a large amount of sulfur on them, so they'll just blaze away like crazy and they won't be able to blow it in the wind. I also picked up this thing, which is a magnesium lighter. So you don't need, if all your matches and everything else fails you, everything gets wet, this thing here, all you do is you scrape it with a knife several times, and little magnesium filings get onto your wood shavings, here say, and then you scrape really fast with a knife, causes a spark, ignites the magnesium files at extreme temperature, 400 degrees or so, which lights the wood. And apparently you can light like 100 times with that. I think that's important. These here are little tablets for neutralizing potentially Giardia or other harmful pathogens that might be in water. If you have to drink from suspect water rather, but you have to drink, you can put one of these tablets in. There's instructions on how to do it. This I think is important as well. It's a little sewing kit because out in a bug out situation there isn't the opportunity to go down to Walmart or any local store and pick up a new bag or a new piece of clothing. You might have to sew it up. And it's got everything you need, various different, for patching things. It's got little buttons, it's got pins, sewing needles. It's got various different thread in it and scissors. I had one of these when I was in boot camp, something like this. It's kind of cool. And then I also saved the instructions on various things for this. This is for water treatment instructions. This is for the charger. This one here is for the fire starter. It shows the instructions right here on how to scrape the magnesium down, how to light the magnesium, and how to keep it going. So that's about it for now, but as I get more things, I will let you know. This thing I thought was pretty cool too, which is it's a place to put your soap, and it's got holes in the bottom. You might wonder why. Well, it's got a string around your neck. It's got a string on it. You put that around your neck, so while you're washing, do you ever go for a wash in a stream sometime? You're standing in about 3 feet or 2 feet of water. Where the heck do you put the bar of soap? Well, this is the solution. Put the bar of soap in there, in here, when you're soaping up, and you take it back out when you need it again, and it's not going to go floating down the river. It's always at hand. And not only that, it's a great little storage container for when you got your slippery, slimy soap and you want to put it away. And just to show you my bag that I'm working on, I bought this Osprey bag today. It's quite a decent bag. It's smaller than it could be, but I want to keep everything as tight as possible, simply because I want to have 2 or 3 uses for each and every one thing. Some of this stuff is hard to get several uses for, but I might not take it all in the bag either. I might edit some of it out. But in there so far I've got a sleeping bag, which is good to up to -4 rated, but up to about I think it's -16 in Celsius in emergencies. I've got a outdoor research bivy sack, which is I'll show that to you one time too when I got the whole kit together. It's a mini tent basically, good quality, but very mini. And I've got a sleeping pad in there as well. And in the bottom pouch I've got clothes, long johns, which are merino wool. I've got undershirt, merino wool, underwear, socks, and also another thermal shirt. So I'm building on it little by little, and I'll let you know what it looks like when I finally get it together. Steve here again, sharing a little bit about this bug out kit, and I'll let you know how it's going in the next few weeks. And I'll actually do a video out on the trail when I start doing a little bit of walking with the bug out bag. Okay? Great talking. Talk again soon. Bye for now.